What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about some of the players in this Winnipeg Jets lineup, primarily a lot of the bottom six for Winnipeg and even some of the defensemen. The point of this video is the Jets can be better and they can upgrade. And the way that the organization is valuing some players, or overvaluing, I should say, is hurting this team. Now, I'm a big believer in, if you do the right things, if you're going to the net, if you're creating scoring chances, but maybe just not scoring, that the goals will eventually come. But as long as you are getting those chances, it's really nothing to worry about. That's something I'm not really seeing with Morgan Barron and Rasmus Kupari on that fourth line, and you can even include Alex Iafallo on there, as most of his production has come on the power play this year in terms of points. I'm not so much focusing on Iafallo here, but when I look at Rasmus Kupari and Morgan Barron, they are very good players. They've been playing fine on that fourth line this year, and the fourth line has shined, but they cannot finish. And, as of recently, maybe the last 10 to 15 games, they definitely have regressed. And I don't really know what they do out there. I understand Barron's a pretty decent penalty killer, but overall, have you guys really noticed Morgan Barron out there? Not really. Has Rasmus Kupari really done anything crazy? Not really. Kupari, to be honest, has kind of been disappointing me a little bit. He had a couple of zone entries, which then, led to turnovers against Anaheim. One, he, tried to get back and actually, took a tripping penalty, I believe it was. And, you just can't have that. Just self-destructing, self-sabotaging yourself. The Jets can upgrade over these guys, and there seems to be a belief in the fan base and with the coaching staff as well that, these are core guys that you cannot have. You cannot win without guys like these, and that's just not true. You can definitely win without guys like that. And the thing is, you definitely do need penalty killers. You definitely do need guys that are, harder-nosed, gritty players to go to the net and, win face-offs and block shots, yada, yada, yada. You'd need those players for sure. But Morgan Barron and Rasmus Kupari are on the lowest end of those types of players. You can go out and acquire some of those guys for fairly cheap around the trade deadline, or even right now. Seems like there's a lot of trades going down right now, and Capo Caco just went to Seattle. Guys are moving. You can go and get somebody that is better, I promise you, even in the system. I really do think if you trained up Nikita Chibrikov for the rest of the year, you could turn him into a pretty sick penalty killer. And especially the way the Jets run their penalty kill now, where, they try to create offense. We've seen Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor out there. Don't tell me Nikita Chibrikov wouldn't be a beast. We've already seen it, the shot blocking ability. He, laid his foot out on the line, left the game for a bit in the San Jose game. The guy's not afraid to block shots. He's not afraid to play defense, not afraid to forecheck, not afraid to get into the corners and win battles. In my eyes, you have a fix in-house. You don't even have to pay for it. And I don't really get why the Jets wouldn't take a look at, doing that in the future. Maybe they will. Put Chibrikov in, take Barron out or something like that. But that's just how I see it. And, if you've ever seen Nikita Chibrikov play, you know what I'm talking about. He's a mean guy. If you haven't and you're just looking at his stat card and you're seeing 5'9", then, of course, you're going to be in the comments right now disagreeing with me. But I promise you, if you go watch some clips over there of Nikita Chibrikov playing with the Moose, I promise you'll see what I see. And, this is not a knock on Morgan Barron and Rasmus Kupari, but they have just not produced. There is no finishing there, and really there hasn't been any playmaking or, anything positive, to be totally honest with you, in the offensive zone. And if you're going to win a cup, you need 4 lines that can score. The Jets really only have 3 right now. I don't know, the other one in the bottom 6 that's kind of bugging me is Mason Appleton. I've been really nice to him this year. I thought he started the season really good, but man, he has been quiet. Niederreiter's taken a step forward this year. He's looked really good. I think this is, his best season as a Jet so far. Adam Lowry's been great. He's been heating up as of late. Mason Appleton cannot find the back of the net, and that's fine. He doesn't need to, but just really unnoticeable out there, and I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing right now. I would love him to bring some more impact on that third line. I think, again, there's a lot of other options that you could really have fun with on that third line. not to bring him up again, but I think Chibrikov would be really fun there. Goes to the net, maybe, more of an offensive weapon with Lowry and Niederreiter. Already guys that go to the net, go to the gritty areas, play good defense. I think that would be really fun to put Chibrikov there. But that's just my thought. And that would, move Appleton down to, the fourth line with Kapari and Iafallo, and I wonder how that would work, right? So that's just me kind of spitballing there, but I do think that would be a really fun line. I suggested that in preseason, and I don't know if we'll ever see that happen. Now, if we move our attention over to the defenseman, Josh Morrissey has been fine this season. So is Dylan Sandberg, down with a foot injury. But with his injury, we have been seeing way too much Logan Stanley. It is killing me. It's been well documented. I made a video on the channel about it. Every time you look at Twitter and the lineups roll out the Logan Stanleys out there, it is just, chaos. People just cannot believe that this guy is in the lineup because he's 6'7", and I really can't either. This has gotten to the point where it's just straight up stupid. I don't understand. I've beaten that dead horse so many times, so I'm going to move on here. But, the Jets have to find an upgrade over Stanley. If they want a bigger, meaner defenseman, then they have to go out and buy one at the deadline. Because you are not getting one in Logan Stanley. He's not mean. He doesn't do anything good in the defensive zone. In the offensive zone, he shines a little bit, but oftentimes they can't get to the offensive zone because he's, cycling around in his own end chasing the puck. He can't do it. He can't do it. They need to find a replacement. When Sandberg comes back, I assume he's going to go back with Pionk, and then I don't know what it's going to look like from there because, we know Scott Arniel likes Hayden Fleury as well, and he hasn't been the worst player ever, but again, a guy the Jets can definitely improve upon. But is Fleury going to get that number 6 defenseman position? Who knows? Is Miller going to get more, regular time on the bottom pairing? I really hope so. I can't fathom why he's not on the third pairing consistently right now. It's really weird. I hope he's dealing with something like an injury or something, but I don't think that's the case. And it's just annoying because, the Jets have actually an okay decor this year. Sandberg's out, so, we forget about how fantastic he's been. Morrissey and DeMello have been good. You can probably upgrade on DeMello. And then you move over to Sandberg and Pionk. That pairing was actually very great, mostly because Dylan Sandberg was playing out of his mind to start the season. Pionk does cause a lot of chaos and was a big reason why the Jets lost a point anyway. Playing against the Anaheim Ducks, the free pizza in front. Pionk is great when he's being babysat, not when he's playing with Hayden Fleury. He needs to play with a guy like Sandberg, and I thought that pairing was fine, but again, Pionk can be pretty chaotic. And then, we already talked about the bottom pair, the revolving door around, dressing Ville Heinola, scratching Ville Heinola, playing Colin Miller, scratching Colin Miller. But make sure that Logan Stanley gets his minutes, because without him, the Jets would be lost. And the reason I'm so upset about some of the decisions, this is nothing new. This has been a problem in the organization for years now. But the reason it's bugging me so much is because this team legitimately has such a great foundation. Mark Scheifele has, resurrected his game. He looks great this season. This is Kyle Connor's most engaged season of his NHL career. This might be the best, season in Gabe Vilardi's entire career as well, if you want to throw that in there. Nikolai Ehlers on pace for a career year in points. Cole Perfetti starting to really break out and turn into a true top 6 player. You've got a guy like Nikita Chibrikov, budging in there, creating an impact in the first few games as a rookie, adding some scoring, and you scratch him for, Barron and Kapari, and then on defense, you have guys that you're trying to grow. You've been trying to grow, for years with Ville Heinola, and you're gonna just not play him and Miller because Stanley needs his minutes? What are we doing here? There's so much that the Jets can improve on, and if they would just make some common sense decisions, this team could be really good. And the way they've been playing lately kind of worries me. Not dominating the Sharks and the Ducks, losing to the Ducks. It kind of sucks, and it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth, leaving a lot of bad tastes in everyone's mouths in the fan base. After that Ducks loss, I feel like a lot of people opened their eyes and went, whoa, this is not good. And it's not. This is really bad. So I hope the Jets can get on track here because, yeah, it's really worrying at this point. They're just getting in their own way. There is a lot of room to upgrade. I think the Jets are going to be, looking to add at the trade deadline. They will obviously be, but I really hope it's some impact moves that take some of these players out of the lineup, because it's getting to a point now where it's a little bit frustrating. But what do you guys think? I went on a bit of a tangent here, just my thoughts on, how I see the lineup and, how I've been feeling as of late about the Jets, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below, who do you think the Jets could improve upon, and, am I right, am I wrong? I want to hear it down below. But that's all I got today, guys. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Nearly at 3,000 subs. Very cool. Thank you all. It's been a great ride here on YouTube, and it's going to continue to be. So, yeah, see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.